What's up, fellas? And first of all, congratulations for getting registered and getting signed up for this year's fantasy league. Go hard or go home. You know that's how it is in the NFL. You either go hard throughout the regular season or your ass going home. And first of all, I'd just like to congratulate everybody for taking the time to get signed up. The reason for this video is because I know that as much as I preach, take a look at the league settings before the draft. I know a lot of you aren't gonna do it, so I just figured I'd do this quick video to go over the league settings so y'all can take a look at the league settings where you don't have to actually go through the whole headache of reading it. You can just take a look at this video and get an idea how the league is set up. The league settings are very important because the league settings dictate how you draft. And we got some experienced killers on this squad and we got some newbies on this squad too, and I want everybody to be on the same playing field once this season gets kicked off. So I'm just gonna scroll through some stuff and then I'm gonna get into the settings. I'm gonna get into most of the scoring settings because that has all of the impact, right? So I'm gonna get into the scoring settings and just talk about some things. And as I scroll down, as you can see, this is the league go hard or go home. We all we got. I just want to mention some things. You can do some mock drafts. I encourage the newbies to do some mock drafts so you can get an idea how the draft works and you can get an idea of the players that's available, and then too, I know that my veterans are already probably drafted for another league or have already participated in some mock drafts of their own. And I just want to reiterate, the draft is live August the 29th, Thursday, August the 29th at 9 o'clock. The draft is live. Me, as your commissioner, will not be held responsible for the people that miss the draft. But if you do miss the draft, never fear because auto pick is here. If you miss the draft, the computer or whatever you want to call it will automatically pick the best available person for you depending on your team needs. So if you do miss the draft, never fear, auto pick is here. But don't text me, don't call me talking about, man, I missed the draft, week 6. Man, I missed the draft, that's why my team suck. The draft is Thursday, August 29th at 9 o'clock p.m. I'm having a little miniature draft party. If you want to stop by, feel free. I'm gonna have some drinks and probably some drinks. I'm not gonna have any food because I'm vegan. I'm not buying all you Negroes, all you people food. If I buy some food, it's gonna be vegan food. But anyway, so I just wanted to get that clear. Now, as you can see right here to the right, the matchups for week 1 are already starting to become set. The matchups for week 1 are already set. I did not do this. This has been completely randomized. I had nothing to do with this. So week 1, you got Red Rum Capital. That's me, Murder Capital, where we murder for capital. Against Red Zone. Scat Pack against the Team 12 slot. Whoever that's going to be. Ball So Hard You against the Team 11 in that 11th spot. You got Squad Jukum against TTG. We Are One against Cowboys. Parking Lot Playboy against Stellar Stats. And so I'm just gonna keep scrolling down. And what was here? Draft time. Your draft order will be randomized. I am not picking and choosing who picks and who don't. I don't believe in that. I want everything to be as even as possible. So when we start the draft, the order, I didn't come up with it. So I just want everybody to be clear of that. Remember to check your league settings. Yeah, I'm gonna go over that. Remember to rank your players. I'm not ranking anybody before the draft. I don't know what nobody's skills are, but I do know we have a few veterans on the squad and we got some newbies on the squad. So I'll break that down really quick. So you got Red Rum Capital. That's me. Spell it backwards. Red Rum. Spinning back like a Missy song. Murder Capital, where we murder for capital. You got Red Zone. Very experienced fantasy player. Scat Pack. I think I'm gonna call him a rook. I know him. That's my homie Gerald. I'm gonna call him a rook. He ain't never been in no competition like this. Ball So Hard You. Very experienced player. Squad Jukum. He's a rookie too. Very knowledgeable in the game, but You're a rookie, Jukum. You're a rookie. We Are One. I know he has previous experience in fantasy. I've never been in the league with him. I think he has potential as well as Jukum. Jukum got immense amount of potential too. I just don't know if he's been in the actual live fantasy setting. Parking Lot Playboy. I know he has experience. We've been in the league together about 5 years or so. I know he has experience and gonna bring that heat. Stellar Stats. He got experience, y'all. Stellar Stats. Look at his name, Stellar Stats. So I know he planned on getting it in. Cowboys. I think he's a rookie as well. TTG is a rookie. Team 11 and Team 12, assuming to be Ashad and Jordan. I don't know which order they're gonna fall in. I think Ashad is a rookie and Jordan is experienced. But everybody in this fantasy league follows the NFL and has very good potential of doing great in this league. That's why I chose the people that I did. I want a very competitive league. I want a fun league, and so that's all with that. Let's get into these league settings. The most important part about the draft, all you need to know is a snake order, meaning that just like in the real draft, that the first pick will get unless in the real draft they trade picks and stuff like that, but the first person that picks will be the last person the first person that picks in the first round will be the last person that picks in the second round. So that's how that goes. It's a snake order, randomized. That's pretty much all you need to know about the draft, and it starts at 9 o'clock August 29th, Thursday. So that's all you need to know about the draft. Now let's look at the scoring settings. This is the most important part because how the scoring settings are set up usually dictates how you need to draft. Only reason why I'm giving y'all this insight, I could have left the newbies and everybody who's not really familiar with fantasy in the dark, but I'm trying to be a creative commissioner. I'm trying to be a fair commissioner, and I'm trying to run a league where people be like, hell yeah, let's do that shit again next year. So let's get into these scoring settings. A lot of this isn't really up for debate, and I'll get into why I done what I done and how I set up why I set up. So but yeah, let's get into it. This is your quarterback, offensive passing, right? Per passing attempt, you don't get anything because I don't want pass heavy offenses getting rewarded, more, than a rush heavy offense. So I just left that alone. But passing completions, for each completed pass, you will get 0.2 points. So your quarterback completes it, that's 0.2 for the quarterback. But if he incompleted, throwing balls in the dirt, throwing them too high, leading receivers too far, you will lose. That's supposed to be a minus. You will lose 0.2 points for each incompleted pass. So passing yards, for every 25 yards, you will get 1 point. Passing touchdowns, 6 points. Interceptions thrown, minus 2 points. Every time sacked, I left that alone because of the simple fact that offensive line, fullbacks, running backs are blocking. Quarterbacks can't usually help the blocking of his teammates, so I just left that one alone. So now look at bonuses. Every time your quarterback throws for 300 yards to 399 yards, you get a 2-point bonus. If he finishes up and he's thrown over 400 yards, you get a 4-point bonus. If he throws a touchdown for 40 points or more, you get a 2-point bonus. If he throws a touchdown for 50 yards or more touchdown, you get an additional 4 points as plus the 6 points for the touchdown. So same thing with rushing. I don't want to reward rush heavy offenses per attempt. But for rushing yards, you get 1 point for every 10 yards. 100 yards is 10 points. That's pretty standard. Rushing touchdowns, 6 points. Bonuses, same thing as the quarterback. 40 or more rushing yard touchdown bonus. If you break off a run for 40 or more yards and get a touchdown, that's 2 additional points on top of the touchdown. On top of the yards. So if he do the same thing and it's 50 or more, you get 4 points. So if the running back finishes with 100 yards, with the 100 yards, but in between 100 and 199 yards, you get 2 points. If he gets 200 or more rushing yards that game, you get an additional 4 points. And let's look at receiving. For receptions, each time your receiver catches the ball, you get 1 point. And then it went for his yards, you get 1 point for every 10 yards. Same thing as the running back. Receiving touchdown, 6 points. Bonuses, same way, same thing. For 40 yards or more receiving touchdown, 2 points. 50 yards or more, 4 points. 100 to 199 receiving yards per game, 2 points. 200 or more receiving yards, you get 4 points. And this is a new dynamic that a lot of leagues do not incorporate. I'm making my team owners draft, okay? Kickoff and punt return yards, right? If you got a wide receiver or running back who returns kickoffs or punt returns, for every 20 yards of receiving or return yards, you get 1 point. Okay, if he run it back for a touchdown, you get those yards, and then you get an additional 6 points for the touchdown. Now let's look at offense miscellaneous. I like introducing different dynamics. There will be blowouts in my league. There will be neck and neck. But there will be ass whoopings in my league too if you don't draft accordingly. So, miscellaneous. Fumble recovered for a touchdown will be 6 points. 2-point conversion. So if your quarterback completes a 2-point conversion, if your running back runs it in, receiver catches it, there will be 2 points for that person. If your running back fumbles the ball, if your quarterback fumbles the ball, if your receiver, tight end, fullback fumbles the ball, and the other team recovers, there will be a minus of 2 points. Right? If your running back, fullback, quarterback, tight end, wide receiver fumbles, period, there will be a loss of 0.5 points. There will be a half a point loss. So if your running back fumbles the football and your team recovers, he will only lose a half a point. If he fumbles the football and the other team recovers, the defense recovers as well, there will be a loss of 2.5 points. So if he fumbles, other team gets it, that'll be a 2.5. If he fumble and his team recovers, that'll be a 0.5 loss. Do you follow? Do you follow me? So don't pick running backs with ball security issues, because I'm punishing them. I'm making people draft. This is a league where you can get your experience up in this league, and next year, years to come, just because you played in this league, you'll be better, because you'll be looking at players at all different angles. Okay, so now let's look at kicking. I introduced another dynamic when it comes to kickers. You gotta know how to draft when you're a part of this league. So for every point after made, you get a point. If he misses that point after, you loses a point. If he makes a field goal between 0 and 49 yards, right? All up in here. If he makes a field goal between 0 and 49 yards, that's 3 points. The same amount for the field goal. If he makes a 50-yard or more, that is 5 points. Be rewarded for the extra leg, right? That's another dynamic that you can use to draft kickers who got legs and accuracy. And so now let's look at this. If he misses a close field goal, 0 to 19 yards, you're losing 2 points. That's a chip shot. He's supposed to make that. If he misses from 20 to 29, chip shot, supposed to make that, minus 1 point. 30 to 39, very makeable field goal. Misses that, 1 point. 40 to 49, he'll lose half a point. And 50 plus, you won't be affected. So that's another dynamic. Now let's look at defensive teams. Right, this is your defensive team. If you pick the Carolina defense, you pick the Charger defense, the Green Bay Packer defense, the Dallas defense, right? This is defense as a whole. So each sack, 1 point. Interceptions, 2 points. Fumbles recovered, 2 points. Fumbles forced, 1 point. Safeties, 2 points. Touchdowns, 6 points. Defensive 2-point return. You pick it, you fumble recover on the 2-point conversion, you get 2 points. Block kicks, you get 1 point. Kick off and punt return yards, you get 1 point for every 20 yards. So you get 40 yards of return, that isn't a point. So if you pick your defenses who, according to somebody who's returning, if you got a returner defense, pay attention to who's returning for your defense. That's all the same thing. And kickoff and punt return, 20 yards, you get 1 point. Kickoff and punt return touchdowns, you get the yardage and you get the points, 6 points. Okay, if your defense allows 0 points that game, shutout, donuts, goose egg, you get 10 points. Between 1 and 6 points allowed, you get 7. 7 and 13, you get 4. 14 and 20, you get 1 point. Okay, make sure that was a negative. I thought it was a negative. 21 and 27, that's kind of average in this offensive league NFL we got now. You get nothing. But if your defense starts to F it up, stink it up on the field, right? And you allow 28 to 34 points, your defense, you got the Cincinnati Bengals defense, and they allow 28 to 34 points, you lose a point. If they allow 35 or more, you lose 4 points. Okay, now here we go. If they allow less than 100 total yards, so if Cincinnati is playing Carolina and Cincinnati holds Carolina to less than 100, Carolina's offense to less than 100 yards per that game, you get additional 4 points. For 100 to 199, you get 2 points. For 200 to 299, you get 1 point. 300 to 399, you don't get nothing. And your defense start to stink it up. 400 to 449 yards allowed, they allow that many yards, you lose a point. 450 to 499, you lose 2. And over 500, I should make that even more, but you lose 4 points. Now let's look at individual defensive player. For each tackle that your defender gets, because you get cornerbacks, you get linebackers, and you get defensive linemen. For each tackle, you get 1 point. Each assisted tackle, you get a half a point. For a sack, you get 2. You got to get rewarded from sacks, especially people who play defense in their life. Hoorah. You get 2 points for them sacks. Love getting to that quarterback. Anyway, tackle for a loss, you get a half a point. Sack yards, if you sack a quarterback and you drop him for 10 yards, you get a point. You drop him for 5 yards, you get half a point. You drop him for 20-yard loss, you get 2 points. So 1 point for every 10 yards that the quarterback loses when the player on your team sacks him. Okay, defense interception. So every time that cornerback gets a pick, that's 2 points for your cornerback. And if he's on your defensive squad, there's points for that too. Forced fumble, that defensive player gets 2 points. 2 points. Fumble recovery, 2 points. Touchdown, if he pick it and run it back, you get the yards, you get the points for the pick with additional 6 points. Touchdown fumble return, same thing, 6 points plus the yards and the fumble recovery. Touchdown block kick, you get 6 points. Safety, you get 2 points. If your defensive player individual, if JJ Watt on your team, he get a safety, that's 2 points. Okay, if he get a pick for on a 2-point play, 2-point conversion play, run it back, whatever, fumble recovery on a 2-point conversion, pick it up, 2 points. Okay, block kick. I gotta reward my hog maulers up front. If you got a defensive linebacker or a cornerback or defensive lineman blocks a punt, field goal, or point after, you get 4 points. For each pass defended, you got your cornerback, he defended a pass, you get half a point. For each quarterback hit, you gotta get rewarded for getting to the quarterback, so you get a half a point. Interception return yards, same thing, it's like kickoffs. You get 1 point for every 20 yards. Fumble return yards, you get 1 point for every 20 yards. So now here's other bonus for individual defensive players. Okay, if you get 10 or more tackles per game, right? 10 tackles, you get a point. 20 tackles, you get a point. So for each 10 tackles, you get an additional point. If you get 2 sacks, you get an additional point. 4 sacks, you get an additional point. For each 2 sacks, bonuses, you get an additional point. 3 or more passes defended bonus, you get a half a point. So you're out there defending, you got a corner who's getting targeted, he's breaking them up, half a point for 3 or more bonus. 50-yard interception return touchdown bonus, 5 points. 50-yard fumble return, so if he scoop it up, he returned it for a touchdown, 50 yards or more, 5 points. 50 yard for the pick, touchdown yards, you get 5 points. So I'm using fractional points and I'm using negative points. So I just wanted to go over this because this does determine how you draft, and I want everybody to be familiar of what the settings are. So if you like, you dislike, let me know so I can change it before the draft. This is like your last warning to make changes to this league. Peace. I've incorporated, sorry, no, I'm not going quite yet, but I've incorporated different dynamics on how you pick your kickers, how you pick your individual defensive players, how you pick your quarterbacks. If he complete a lot of passes, he incomplete a lot of passes. So, yeah, I've added different dynamics to this league. And I do know that once you play this league next year, you will be a completely different fantasy player. If you got questions, comments, you like this shit, you hate this shit, just let me know. Peace, I'm out. I just want to make sure that I did do a negative 0.2 points for incomplete passes. I just wanted to make sure I got that. And I'm out of here. Peace.